Alright, so I'm in the fish room. It's back to duckweed patrol for me. I want to move these guppies, the reds, into a bigger tank, and I've got fry in there, and I don't really want to transfer all this duckweed over. So, yeah, that means I got to feed the goldfish. I'm also thinking about moving these guys into a bigger tank with some moss and stuff like that so I can get babies out of them again. As you notice, there's no babies in here, and that's because I took out all the vegetation, which was just algae, but algae was still hiding holes, right? So I'm thinking, time to upgrade. Might do, well, I'm doing one of them in here, and then I think I'm doing one of them also in this 40 breeder over here. So I got some setup to do and stuff to move around. I mean, I've got more tanks empty too, like this one fills algae, that'd be a good one. Maybe I'll put the mollies up there for now. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So anyway, I'm gonna get started and we'll see how some of this starts panning out. So a lot of times you guys ask me, how do you choose what you're gonna use to breed and things like that? And so I thought I would document the process of me taking this established colony and making a new colony with it. So I've selected some fish that I put in this collection specimen container, and I've left some fish behind. So I'm doing two things here. One, if I move this group of fish and it goes horribly wrong and I kill them all, I've got something to fall back on. Two, there's some fish I don't like in here, and I'm gonna point some out. So if we look at these females, right, for the most part you can see they all have the red tail, right? Yep. Some of them, you know, a little bit more yellow than red in the tail. So we're going to still sort through those. But then when you look at this female, you see the genetics of it. It's got a different tail, almost like a flame pattern, right? So if I want to keep this pure, I don't want to bring that to the new strain, okay? And there's lots of babies in here, and I figure I can pretty much raise them and stuff like that in here as my backup for now. And if this turns out to go really well, great, I'll sell these. And that's what I like to do, is start the new colony, get it going. When it's thriving, then you can sell off the rest, right? Now this could also turn into a second colony if I wanted. If I wanted to work on that strain, this is just one gene that expressed. Now obviously, I think it'd be a bad idea to leave two males with just this one female in here. So what I might do is take all the females and let her just be in here and give more fry and see if we can't get some more stuff to look like her. Now there is another fish back here, kind of a belly crawler, just has weak genes, right? This fish isn't doing well. Nice and plump, but it's got a curved spine and things like that. So that is going to go live with the turtles, so to speak. So it's literally going to live with turtles and probably, you know, not do too well long term, probably be eaten, but it's a struggler. And you know, that's just one of those things that you got to keep the genes pure. Ho ho ho! So, turns out I'm not as bad of a fish keeper as I thought. I got something in my eyebrow though, that's horrible. It's probably duckweed. I bet you it's duckweed. I've been going through duckweed like it's going out. It's all over my hands and stuff. You can see it. But just while talking with you guys, and this is, I feel bad. I honestly feel bad that I just now spotted this, because it's like, how many times have I fed these guys, stuff like that, and I only get into the nitty gritty when I'm taking a tank apart. But what do I want to show you guys? I finally done it, and I do things a different way. You guys watch me. I like the natural nature to happen, right? Well, finally, look at that. That is a Pleco baby. And what do I have over here? More Pleco babies. What does that mean? That means I finally bred my Dwarf Claro bristlenose Plecos that we've been sitting on for probably 8 or 9 months. You can see there, that's that guppy I'm talking about that needs to go live somewhere else. It's just not thriving. But, you know, Pleco babies, that's always a good sign. I bet you I'd have made a lot more Pleco babies had I not had all these guppies in here eating babies. So I wonder if these are sitting on eggs in here. I wonder if I could see that. In theory, I don't know if I can do it while I'm filming, but in theory, I could open up and put on a flashlight. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop the video and see if I can't put a flashlight in, see if there's any eggs in there. So stay stay here. So now I've got the flashlight on, we can see in there. I don't see any eggs at this point, which is kind of hard for you guys to see. I realize it's focusing in on spots, but that looks like to be maybe a female in there, nice and plump. And we'll start looking at some of the other caves, see if we can't spot anything. You know, they're all pretty much holed up in their caves here. What we got going on with you guys? Just gravel. And then probably just another male right here. He's coming out, he's pissed that that I'm putting light on him. They've never had light on him before, but you can see up here, you know, I've got Pleco babies and Guppy babies. You know, this is a tank I'm really starting to enjoy here. Yep, I can't see any clusters of eggs or anything like that, but, you know, looking at some more of the females, and they could be in these two things too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're sitting on any babies right now, but now I'm hesitant to move any of the colonies because, well, move any of the Plecos around because they are doing okay. So I'm just gonna, you know, get rid of some of these predators, which are the guppies at the moment, and see what I can do. But yeah, you can just see this guppy is just struggling, and there's no reason why. Like, you could maybe wonder if it's you know, illness or something like that. I don't think it is. I think it's just a genetic thing. Nice and plump. Every other single other fish in the, you know, in the group here is, you know, real looker, real robust, nice big fat females. So yeah, I gotta pick my winners from this. So sidetrack. I realized found extra babies. I'm always stoked. But let me get this. Let me catch that one that needs to go visit the turtles and these males, and we'll take it over to the next aquarium and we'll kind of sort through and see what we do and don't like about some of these. Alright, so I've got my fish from that other tank. Basically this is all the adults except for that one that didn't match. And what I like to do is I like to bring my 10 best. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with females. And realistically, this group looks pretty good, so I probably won't be not bringing too many over. They're all pretty uniform. But what you're looking for is you're looking for color. You're looking for fin shapes, things like that. And so I'm trying to see if I can spot anything that really stands out here as not good. Not really. So what I do is I'm gonna, you know, what I like to do is start counting and go by what I like the best, and, you know, maybe the one that's, you know, next gonna pop out some babies, and you know, these are all pretty equal though. So the goal here is hopefully I don't bring in the duckweed. But like if I was judging these two females, if I can get them to stay both in here, I think the one on now the left is better. Its dorsal fin is bigger, so it's kind of towards the back right now. Its dorsal fin is bigger than that one. Color's slightly different. It got out now, but you know, there's not a lot I can do about that. But I'm going to start moving some of these in, and, you know, we'll get down to the males and we'll look at those. So I thought I'd show you another view I do, and that's the top-down view. And you know, when I'm looking through here, like, who do I like, who don't I like, what do I, you know, they all look pretty good. That's the good news. I don't have a lot of culling to do, but this is another view you can take. Sometimes it helps see if anyone's got kinked backs or anything like that you wouldn't want to keep going. But, you know, honestly, they all look pretty good. They're a little stressed now. They've been in this cup for a little while. But I've moved 3 into the aquarium so far. And if we count these, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more females. And so that would put us at 8 females, and then we've only got 3 males. So I could do my top 10, or I could just do 11 and make it easy, and I don't have to carry a spare aquarium or anything like that. So I'll probably just do my top 11, which was pretty much all of those, but I can make a new super group if I want, and I still have that backup group over there. So I'm going to set the camera down and go from here. Here's the group of females I've selected, pretty much all I had. But you can kind of get, you know, a look at most of the fins are pretty good, high dorsals, good color, pretty even color. You know, we did keep that one out that was completely different, And that's because that if you let that go, that will start muddying the line. And what that means is it's not going to breed as true as it is right now. So that's what we've got for the females. And it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know there's got to be more in here though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, down there. 7, 8. That makes more sense. And then it turns out we do have 4 males. Now, what I might be looking for if I was really trying to judge this, whoever's got the strongest peduncle, and that means kind of the part that is going to be closest to his tail. Some of these have a pretty thin one, and I don't necessarily know I want that trait. He's got better color, but thicker body, and I think I want thicker body here, so I might pick out the best 2 or 3, maybe 2, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these off to the side because while they are a cull from this group, like I'm taking them from this group, they're not a bad fish. And so I'm thinking if I made a community guppy tank, it's kind of the start of maybe a breeding fish for project series where I use guppies and I just breed generic fancy guppies, and those would be good stock to start that with. And I could maybe take some of those, and then maybe if I was to cull through over here, I could take some females or males or something like that out of here and change that strain up a bit, and I could work with it that way. So, but for now, I'm gonna pick probably my best 2 males and put the other 2 aside somewhere just to hang out until I can make more of something. So let me put the camera down, pick my males, and we'll go from there. So now I've got to tweak an ecosystem. And that's because I like to tweak an ecosystem more than I do manual work. So in this aquarium, you guys are familiar with it as a 1 tank at a time. I've got some options. So I've got super red bristlenose that have raised up in here, and they're taking care of a lot of the algae, okay? But they're not taking care of the hair algae and stuff like that, and it's just not looking good in here, in my opinion. So I'm going to attempt to change the dynamics in here. I could add some snails, something like that, but they're not going to do anything for the hair algae. My attempt is going to be to upsize another fish, give them a bigger aquarium, and then when these guys start sexing out and getting ready to have babies, I can take them out. But the ones I'm going to move today are the Tropheus Duboisi. I think they will eat a bunch of the hair algae for me. You know, they're in here, they've kept this moss pretty darn good in my opinion, and I could put a live colony in there, no problem. But I'm going to mix those 2 and see if I can't get some better results out of that tank. And it could go wrong too, I'm aware of that. But I think they might play cleanup a little bit better, and I can load a little bit bigger of food into the auto feeder. The other thing I had thought of is I thought about moving these Pseudotropheus celosi up there as well, and you know, I just haven't decided about that yet either. Really, I could move all of them into the same tank if I want, but for now, I feel like the Tropheus Duboisi I need an upgrade, so I'm going to work on that. Well, I got the Tropheus moved. They're skulking in the back. Yeah, they're chasing shrimp and stuff like that, which I knew they'd be a casualty to these guys most likely. But hopefully they will clean up that algae. We also moved the Liberty Mollies up here and some snails, so hopefully they'll clean all that up so we can see through here a little better. And so that's that. I'm trying to think of anything else. I did notice I've got more holding mouths and stuff like that on the Cyprichromis. So I'd show that off real quick before I end it. But these guys are still cranking away, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. But let's see here, now that I'm done spooking them, hopefully. Yeah, like that female right there. Nice big mouthful again. And, you know, the algae is unsightly, but I'm using pretty strong light. I bet if I downsize that a bit, it might help. But the fryer's still doing well, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm quite pleased. I feel like a lot of the projects are really starting to come to fruition now. I'm spending a little bit more time in the fish room. I think that's key. You know, spending time with your fish is one of the most important parts in my opinion. That's where you notice stuff. That's where you get in tune with it. You can see here all the water I've been tracking around. That's why I run dehumidifiers. Like, that's my commercial dehumidifier. That's the one that's not turned on. It's my old one. But you know, when you start moving stuff around, there's water everywhere, right? You can pretty much watch the trail of where I move fish. You know, we kind of brought it all the way over to here. We worked mostly over here today, so there's water. This dried up mostly that went into here, and then we've got water all the way up over to there. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this interesting. I did. You know, I had a great day in the fish room today, so I'm gonna call it here. I got videos to edit. I've got some stuff I want to make on the computer, articles to write, that type of thing. It's only like 7 o'clock right now, so I got probably 5 or 6 more hours of work I can do on the computer. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, and let me know what you liked about this episode. Down in the comments below, I read them all. Don't reply to them all, but I read them all. So see you in the live streams.